Hi, I'm Titli and this is my busy garden. Okay, I'm going to start by putting you all out of your misery and give you the results of the blackcurrant competition. The actual weight of the box of blackcurrants was 774 grams, and the closest to that was a guess of 780 grams by Henrik Østberg in Norway. Congratulations, Henrik, and you win a DVD of the first 6 months of Titli's busy garden. Just let me know whether you prefer Blu-ray or DVD, and I'll get this in the post to you as soon as you let me know. By the way, DVD will soon be an outdated technology. Now, those smart boys at the weather service tell us that the weather's going to improve markedly over the coming week, and I hope they're right. My garden could really do with a bit of sunshine. Now then, last week I didn't go in the greenhouse, so let's go there now. It's a little less crowded in the greenhouse this week, and do you know why? No, then let me tell you why. The courgettes have gone. Yes, I dragged them screaming and kicking, well actually they came quite quietly, outside and put them by the greenhouse. And I have to say, they do seem to be thriving rather in this new environment. Let's hope I get a few more courgettes from them from now on. Now then, my tomatoes are doing quite well, and there's quite a few trusses that I can see. And I suspect there are a few that I haven't spotted yet as well. The tomatoes are getting watered every day, a good soaking, and getting fed a couple of times a week too. The peppers are starting to come on quite well. There's plenty of flowers still. And my chili peppers, well, they've just gone a wee bit mental. This plant in particular is growing really tall, and there's lots of other plants with flowers on that are wide open. Come on bees, come in, come in. Having said that, I think for the sake of some of the chili plants at the back of this shelf, I'm going to have to start putting the taller ones on the floor and bring the ones at the back to the front. I'll just rearrange the remaining plants to make sure that they all grow this side of the staging and don't end up trying to grow through the staging at the back. So after that little bit of shuffling, I've now got the desi chilies on the floor because they seem to be growing the tallest. I've got my bonnet type chilies here, I've got my jalapeno type chilies in the middle, and on the right are my bird's eye chilies. And they're all just 2 rows deep now instead of 3, and they're all growing this side of the staging rather than trying to get up through it. Now, we all need love in our lives, and from time to time we need a bit of support, and the same can be said of my little apple tree that I grew from a seed. It's kind of struggling to stay upright at the moment. I'll just poke in a nice good bit of bamboo and just tie a little bit of string loosely round there to keep him upright. Lovely. It's probably not too long now before this is going to need repotting. And while we're on the subject of love and affection, as you can see, this is the plantain that most of you correctly identified for me. I've given it no love at all because it's a weed. Good riddance. I'm coming to some conclusions about these coriander plants as well. It doesn't matter what I do, they want to flower. So, noting that these coriander plants seem quite happy to be bushy, I've taken an executive decision to ditch these leggy coriander things and take the supermarket approach to growing coriander. 1 pot, many seeds. Just poke them in and cover them up. This way I should get a nice bunch of coriander in any single pot, which I can then just harvest. Give them a good water, good soaking. So I've now got 6 pots absolutely crammed full of seeds. Now, I've learned something rather interesting about coriander that I hadn't really appreciated before. You see, with most herbs, if you chop them back, they kind of grow again a bit more bushy, like my basil or my parsley or my mint. But coriander doesn't do that. Once it's decided it's going to seed, it's going to go to seed, and it doesn't matter how much you try and stop it. My neighbour was true to his word, and he trimmed those parts of the hedge that I couldn't reach. Bless him. I do have nice neighbours here. Good news, everyone. I managed to find those tree ties that I couldn't find last week. I am so looking forward to some of these apples ripening. These apples in particular are just the most sweetest, delicious apples when they're ripe. And what I didn't eat straight from the tree, I actually dried them and had them as a really sweet, tasty snack. Gorgeous! My strawberries have just about finished fruiting, so it won't be long before I dig them up, and then I can start to work on my new strawberry bed. The 32 children in the makeshift nursery are doing really quite well. Yes, 32. I found another one. We've been feasting on raspberries for about 10 days now. They're absolutely delicious. And I think I'm tempted to pick my first blueberry and taste it. Now that's what I call total blueberry satisfaction. Disappointingly, there aren't many jostaberries left on this tree, and do you know why? Because we've scoffed the lot. Absolutely delicious. There are still some gooseberries on the small gooseberry bush that need picking. Oh, that is so sweet. It's absolutely delicious. We talk a lot in the UK about getting your 5 a day, your 5 portions of fruit a day. But I tell you, this summer I must have been getting 8 or 9 a day, and it's all homegrown and delicious. You might find this hard to believe, but we fill up this wild seed feeder and the sunflower seed feeder every 2 days. Sometimes it's like Piccadilly Circus round here. I'll try and get some footage the next time the sparrows are in town. Well, that's all that me and my broccoli hat have got time for this week. Thanks for watching, and do join me next time in Titli's busy garden.